105 North Avenue, 52.
Prepare to be fucked by the organs of the law.
This isn't happening. Everyone look away, please. Nothing to see here.
You can't break those cuffs.
Make him away, Ty.
Welcome to Thought Cops, the only podcast where every week we police the mean streets of the internet because, hey, somebody's got to do it.
Oh.
And then we let you be the judge, the jury, and the executioner in the court of public opinion. Coming to you live from Neo Chicago, I'm Officer Kevin.
I'm Officer Grant.
How's it going?
Fine.
Let's give a thank you to our guest from last week, Chris Wilson of Cyanide and Happiness.
Good times.
That was all happiness and no suicidal assistance.
Right.
But hey, we got
here.
Me too. We got two brand old guests to the show. Caught myself there. They've been on the show. They're in the history of the Thought Cops lore, and they're both back. We got Grabb and Asterios Kokkinos. How the hell are you, boys?
Hello. Very excited.
Hello.
Very excited. It's good to be back.
Absolutely. Asterios, how are you?
Uh-oh. Looks like I'll be doing most of the talking this time.
What do you... Okay. Well,
He's entering the Digiverse.
we got some great topics to discuss today as soon as we're ready.
He's supposed to be my star who I brought on to help me promote what I came here to fucking promote, and instead...
He's the talent.
You know, everyone's like, where? I don't want the president to build a wall. I don't want the president to build a wall. Because now we don't need a wall because no one from Mexico wants to come to America because we all have the plague. So
That's
he
true.
stopped illegal immigration. Well, I think we deserve some credit, huh?
I'm starting to regret asking you to be my guest to promote the cartoon.
Oh, wait, oh, no, this is too spicy. Wow, even this is too spicy. Okay, wheeling it back.
It's like Ron Paul said in the 2011 debates. Who knows whether or not they're going to use the wall to keep us in? He was right.
He was right. All right, I'm rolling. All right. All right, start it back off.
Now that the show's starting, let's talk about this great cartoon that released today.
Introduce us, because we don't have that.
We don't have
so,
that.
like, welcome to Thought Cops, blah, blah, blah. Please welcome Asterios and Ari. Like, do it from there.
Zwig, just use that.
Damn it! All right. I tried, Swig.
That was so good.
We can just start over.
Do you really? I mean, we
Not
can.
that we didn't really accomplish any. It's starting over right now. We're spending more time talking about starting over.
Okay, I'm going to do it if you guys want me to.
Just yes, and then I'll just say hi. That's it.
Okay,
Sure.
That's all we missed.
all right. So this was the cold open. This is the show. Feme. Welcome to Thought Cops, the only podcast where every week we police the mean streets of the internet because, hey, somebody's got to do it. And then we let you be the judge, the jury, and the executioner in the court of public opinion. Coming to you live from Neo Chicago, I'm Officer Kevin.
Hello, and I'm Officer Grant.
Let's give a thank you to our guest from last week, Chris Wilson of Cyanide and Happiness. Opa! Speaking of that, we got a couple of returning champions to the Thought Cop show. We have on the docket this week Grabb and Asterios Kokkinos. How the hell are you, boys?
Hello.
Hey, what's up? Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Of course.
Always fun. Always a fun time.
Well, thanks for coming back.
Why did you have us on together? Is there any, not that I'm against being here with Ari, but is there some sort of synergistic reason we're here together?
I just thought it'd be random. No, I'm just kidding. You guys,
Holds up, Spork.
Ari, we've had you on the show before to talk about your cartoon series, Bento Banana on YouTube, and Bento Banana 3 just dropped today.
Bento 3, baby. It's out. It's hot off the press.
Yeah, just came out today as of this recording, and if you're listening now, I'd recommend pausing the episode and going to watch it. Search for Grabb on YouTube.
Yes, let me be bold about that. I don't want to have a spoiler-free conversation about it. I want to talk about anything. So if you haven't watched it and you're listening to this podcast, pause the podcast and watch it right now. I don't care if you're driving. Pull your phone out of your pocket and watch it right now. Take off
You're
your seatbelt
probably
if you
doing that
have to.
anyway.
Yeah. Just watch it.
Unless you're listening live, of course, you can't pause it, and we're not going to wait for you. I told him in the chat, do your homework. I linked him.
Look, sometimes people come on this show and they plug things, and those people aren't important. And like they're kind of plugging things. It's kind of like they're doing like Fisher-Price Hollywood stuff. But like these are Grabb cartoons. One of them has like 16 million hits.
Yeah.
Like these Bento Bananas, hundreds of thousands of views. This guy's like a big deal cartoonist. He's doing stuff for Rick and Morty, and he's put out another big deal cartoon. Like this isn't just, listen to my podcast where me and my friends talk about Gundams. Oh, who's your favorite Gundam? Have you seen that Gundam cartoon where they all play sports and there's a racist Mexican Gundam robot with a sombrero? Yes, we've all seen the racist Mexican Gundam robot.
Asterios,
I get it.
The last
In
like
Japan,
3 times you've been on here,
different.
you've talked shit about Gundams.
And it's mostly these Gundam podcasts. Because every day, like 5 new Gundam podcasts start. And everybody's getting rich off these Gundam podcasts. But this isn't just another Gundam podcast.
It's not.
It's quality animation at an affordable price.
But that would be a great name for a podcast. Just another Gundam podcast.
I like it. It's like the not another teen movie of Gundam podcasts.
Oh, that would be good. I would love to see. God, who does those movies again? Is it the
Chris Weitz?
I thought it was a couple of brothers or something. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. But either way, those
Always some brothers.
is that what I'm thinking of? Is that right?
The who?
Say
it. I spoke over you.
No, the Farrelly brothers. That's what I thought it was.
Well, anyway,
No,
I came here to
it's
talk
not them.
about my cartoon,
Yes.
Bento Banana 3, and Asterios Kokkinos plays Radishita.
That's right, and that's why it's the biggest episode yet. This episode blew my mind. I watched it today as it premiered on YouTube. I watched it live, and the animation is incredible. It's just such a high quality production. It's just another one of these,
Thank you.
super talented people we know who are like, yeah, you guys should move on from YouTube and be doing this with a bigger budget, I guess.
Yeah.
But you did this all on your own. I know in between work and everything, and I know you've been, like I said, you've been on here to talk about the first couple of releases. But yeah, this one is, the whole series is a parody of anime, and you kind of parody different tropes each time. This one is a parody of one of the most famous anime tropes of all time, the Tournament Saga.
That's right. It's, as much as it is sort of, I actually see tournament arcs being more of like the base reality that I kind of play in, and really more of the jokes are about anime streaming services.
Yeah, there was a lot of what would you call satire of the how would you say the ad. I just got distracted because Asterios put a picture of Steve Urkel in the chat.
And look, and this is an important picture too, because like look at this. It is one take. It's just one 5-second shot, and I've counted the actor Jaleel White, who plays Steve Urkel, he makes 10 distinct expressions in this one little shot. It's like he's like the Costco of acting. It's just like you buy it by the pound, and like something in there is good.
So speaking of big, speaking of the Costco of things.
Look at how look at it. Look at this gif of Urkel. Look how many expressions he's making. Count them.
1, 2.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, let's start
It's
over. Okay, 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I counted 7.
Yeah, I count. It's 8. 8 is being charitable.
Well, speaking of range, let's talk about directing Asterios and what that was like.
Yeah. What was that like?
Or I don't know. What was it like for you, Asterios? I had fun.
It was ridiculously easy. Like it honestly couldn't have been easier. I'm just in there going blah blah bling blong blue bling blong blorp, and then the next thing I know, he's like, we're all done, and then I got a hoodie in the mail that says Bento Banana on it. I haven't opened it yet, but because it's at home and I'm home with my parents, but I'm looking forward to this hoodie. And the thing is, voice actors are like, we deserve money. What we do matters. And it's like, no, you don't. You're just going bling, blah, blue, blah, blah to a microphone, and it's great, and everybody wins.
Hey, real quick, take a pause here. It looks like some people, for some reason, only half the people are able to hear Asterios for some reason.
I can't hear him, and apparently Nico can't hear him.
That's weird. Did you guys mute him?
Damn it!
I can hear him just fine, and I know Netrunner can hear him.
Hold on.
Very strange.
I don't know. My fucking thing just been having some problems this episode.
Another day on Discord.
Fucking hell, man.
Oh, did he exit out? Oh, we'll see.
I think he's resetting it probably.
All right.
Actually, saying his voice activity's not showing up.
Hello?
Hey.
There he is.
I hear you.
All right, I'm talking to you guys on the phone now. Like it's just like.
Oh, it sounds so much better.
Yeah, actually it does.
Yeah.
I'm not using the headphones anymore.
Oh, okay.
So that's a thing of the.
Okay, Grant, can you hear him?
Yeah, perfectly.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right.
So jumping back into directing Asterios.
Yes.
It was cool because he's playing it like it's easy, but
It is.
I'm glad you remember it that way. And it's not that it was hard, but I just remember you took it seriously. Like you were very much trying to give me the performance. And sometimes I remember going through the audio afterwards, and I'd have 10 takes of you reading one line, and I'd be like, why did I have Asterios read it so many times? These are all fine. What am I doing? And then right I thought that, the next take would be amazing. And I'm like, that's why I was getting that gold, and I got it from him. So we worked, and I think it shows. I think the finished result of you is fucking hilarious and badass.
It's great.
Yeah, so basically Bento Banana is the main character we know and love from the first two installments, and then now Bento has met his match in the tournament arc where he fights Radashida, voiced by Asterios, and it, like I said, for was this Flash, Ari?
No, Toon Boom Harmony, which is Flash on lots and lots of steroids.
Yeah, just the level of it felt like you interpreted a lot of different anime style animation techniques, just the camera whipping around him and all this crazy shit and debris flying and all this stuff. It was an impressive technical feat, and it was also very funny. Plumpy, of course, is the voice of reason as usual, where he is the only one who seems to realize that there are all these ads for the streaming service called Mochi Flix. And that's just Crunchyroll.
Yeah, it's a little obvious that it's a kind of mapping Crunchyroll. More directly, I can say I was inspired by multiple YouTube accounts having being sponsored by Crunchyroll for their videos, and in the middle of their content advertising for Crunchyroll, and sometimes segueing into it, saying things like, "Oh man, I was feeling more anxious than when Naruto was about to face so and so in the battle of this," and I was like, "Oh god, that's cringy. What if a whole anime just did that the entire time?"
It's
I
like,
also
hey,
got-
we know you're watching, but why don't you buckle up for the platinum membership?
I also got to say, Ari, I wanted to bring this up the past couple minutes, but my audio keeps cutting out, which is very aggravating. To be doing a podcast on this shit-ass platform Discord and not have this work, but I was catching a bunch of your streams on Twitch of you animating like the background and shit, and like the amount of detail like you were putting into like, oh, like the audience in the stands have to look 100%, like they have to look good, they have to look correct, the colors have to be this, and you're spending so much time on these like minuscule details, and then to see like what came out of that as a result, like Kevin was saying, like the camera whipping around and all of these different like fast-paced motions and stuff like that is like, holy shit, how did you make that out of that? You know, like it's really incredible to look at and to see it like get built that way.
Oh, thank you. I mean, a lot of it was incredibly experimental, particularly the backgrounds. I don't know of any other production that put a bunch of deformers onto two-dimensional paintings and tried to like warp them around to create different camera angles and shots.
Right.
And after doing it, I can almost kind of see why. Like after this cartoon, I was like, I should just learn how to use 3D programs maybe. But I think it's a cool result. It just took a lot of time. Should we check on Asterios?
Yeah, I was going to say, let's pause here.
Yeah, because we cut
back?
this part out. I mean, he's in here. I can't hear him though.
It looks like
What happened?
his little audio light is...
He's posting.
He's got another Urkel gif.
fucking hell.
Now this is Urkel
there
doing
he is.
the Urkel.
Okay.
The Urkel is his own dance. This is how big he was.
So
He was if you want to do the Steve Urkel dance, all you got to do is hitch up your pants. Remember?
have you been in here the whole time, Asterios? Just haven't been saying anything?
I said stuff, but then no one was laughing, and I was like, "Am I dying as usual?"
Oh.
But then it turned out that my phone wasn't working. I had riffed a bunch of stuff. It was all funny riffs, and now I'm trying push to talk. Maybe that'll fix it.
All
So
right.
far, so good.
Push to talk.
What a
Push.
fucking nightmare this is to record.
Yeah,
My
we're
audio's going out,
sorry.
Asterios is going out.
So sorry.
three
I apologize.
different time
It's
zones.
partially me, too. Yeah, 3 different time zones.
It's mostly you. Yes, I know.
Yeah, it's mostly me.
Lest we forget.
Okay, so do you guys remember when Urkel went to the Tanner family on Full House?
I didn't. Oh, actually, I do know about that. Yes.
I remember
Then
it, yeah.
tell us, Ari.
Tell us what.
What I'm guessing it was some kind of crossover.
Yes, it was. What
Did you
happened
bring
was
this up on the
there's-
last time you were on Thought Cops?
Yeah, I
There's an
remember this
episode-
conversation.
There's an episode where Urkel, he's got a jetpack, and then that jetpack goes crazy, and then you see him flying over the Chicago night sky. Chicago, Thought Cops. And then it says Miller Boyette at the end. And so you're like, oh, that's a funny ending. So it's like it's a self-contained ending, or then you watch Full House, he lands right in the Tanner's backyard. Now we've continued it. And now he's hanging out with the Tanners. Him and Kimmy Gibbler, they're both annoying neighbors. So they have a moment. It's great. You get the sense that they fucked.
Yeah.
So Bento Banana 3 is on YouTube now. Don't forget to go watch it. Like, comment, and subscribe.
And Ari, you got some other great classic cartoons on there as
I
well.
don't care about those. Just watch Bento 3.
Yeah.
It's great.
Have
it's
you guys
worth it.
seen? Because Kimmy Gibbler, older Kimmy Gibbler, she's on Fuller House. And let me tell you, she's really fullered out, if you know what I mean.
Hey, guess what, everybody?
Give me some of that. No, I'm sorry. Look. I left that pause in there because I figured someone else would fill it in with a joke, but no one else had one. So now I'll do one in 3, 2, 1. Give me some of that Kimmy Gibbler, that is. Whoa, hello, Tannerinos. Oh, I'm going to need a Fanarino because she's making me hot. There you go. That's some.
I just want to mention that, hey, we're streaming on Twitch regularly now. You won't. We're not streaming Full House. We don't want to get copyright striked, but we are streaming video games and stuff. So every Tuesday night and Sunday night from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, we're on there every week. Where I'm doing a playthrough of Link's Awakening. Me, Grant, and Nika were streaming some GameCube games recently. And yeah, it's a good time. We'll have different people Skype in or Discord in or whatever program decides to work that day. It'll be a good time. So yeah, subscribe to us at twitch.tv/thoughtcops and don't miss a beat.
That sounds real interesting, Kevin. Let me bring up something that the chat's been saying as you've been talking. Is IoNetrunner in the chat says, if you cut out all of Asterios' bits and Thought Cops, you get the entire series of Family Matters. It's like
That's
the
true.
McBain movie in The Simpsons.
Now I'll tell you something that I've been thinking about a lot is the series finale to Family Matters, because what I'm going to do is I'm starting a sub podcast within my podcast, the Loudest Podcast, called Family Casters. It's a limited series where we're going to look at the 6 most essential episodes of Family Matters. Now, you guys want to guess what they might be?
No.
I couldn't. How many episodes are there, though, of Family Matters?
Oh, they don't forget there's 9 seasons because the last 2 seasons were on CBS because CBS bought it from ABC so they could pair it with Bronson Pinchot's Migo.
Right.
Remember?
Yeah, of course.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't
Look,
think we
okay.
were born yet.
Would you say
All right, so
you're
the 6 most
Would you say
the
you're a
6
fan of
essential-
Family Matters?
The 6 essential episodes are, of course, Urkelbot, Stefan Urkel, Do the Urkel, the one where they do the Steve Urkel dance.
Right.
There's the one about racism, and then there's the one where Steve and Carl get trapped on the roof, and then the one with Stevel, the doll that comes to life.
Wait, how many
And so
episodes
those are the
was that?
6. That's 6.
I feel like that was more than 6.
No, Urkelbot, Stefan Urkel, Do the Urkel, the episode where they explored racism in Family Matters, the one where Steve and Carl are stuck on a roof, and Stevel, the doll that comes to life.
Okay.
6.
All right.
Now, obviously, if I had 7, I would do it. And I would take a look at the last episode of Family Matters, which kind of portrays the character of Laura. Because you know when, like, the last season, Laura and Steve get together?
Yeah, you got you got to hit that push to talk.
Gotta push that to talk.
I have big thumbs. Hold on, let me try use my pinky finger. Hello?
It's got to be the most uncomfortable audio setup ever.
Hello?
Asterios,
Okay, what did you hear me say last?
I honestly don't
Something
know.
about the last episode.
The last episode of Family Matters. Now, the last season of Family Matters, it's like a betrayal of character. Because, Laura gets together with Steve. So it's like this little incel's like stalking her for like 8 seasons. And he finally wears her down. That's a creepy message to send to kids, Miller Boyette.
It's like in How I Met Your Mother, how what's his name? Todd? Whatever the fuck. Doesn't matter. The main guy.
Ted Mosby.
Ted Mosby.
Mosby.
He fucks
Theodore
the kid's
Mosby.
aunt or whatever. He's like, go ahead, fuck our aunt. And he goes and he fucks their aunt.
Well, to be fair to Ted, I mean, he fucked the aunt in the first season and they dated for the second season and then they broke up. So it's not like he'd never like swam in that pool. Like he had a pass.
All right.
What happens in the last season of How I Met Your Mother is he meets the mother and she fucking dies of cancer. It's terrible.
That's awful.
Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah,
bad.
and so the whole reason he's talking about How I Met Your Mother to these kids, he's just bumming these kids out with the story of How I Met Your Mom and then she died. It's like he's a terrible dad.
Grant, did you want to talk about Fire Bros?
I wanted to talk some more about UPN and CBS daytime television, or primetime television. But Fire Bros episode.
Urkel goes to space in the series finale to Family Matters.
Maybe.
Urkel goes
Hey, listen,
to space.
I can tie this all together really quick.
And guess who follows him up there? Myra. That's right.
Asterios. Urkel voiced Sonic the Hedgehog in the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon. Ari also did a Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon. You were the voice in one of Ari's other cartoons.
Holy shit.
This whole episode hasn't been a waste of time.
Actually, Jaleel White voiced Sonic in 2 Sonic cartoons.
That's right. Sonic, The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and I just think the other one was called Sonic the Hedgehog.
So what we're saying is you have to come back on and do this again.
It's 3. lest we forget Sonic Underground.
Right, the one with the band, right?
Yes. So...
Right, like you were saying, Fire Bros.
Fire Bros.
We have a spin-off podcast that we do at patreon.com/thoughtcops called Fire Bros.
It's kind of like we're the adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Fire Bros is Sonic Underground.
Hell yeah. And all we do is we review different media topics. I believe this month it's going to be Tim and Eric's $1 billion movie, Shin Godzilla. There were 2 more. Bone Tomahawk, and a 4th thing.
God, what the fuck was it?
Was it Hot Rod?
No, it wasn't.
No.
Fuck. God, wait, cut this part out. What the fuck? I don't even know.
Donnie Darko.
Donnie Darko, yeah. Let's retake that. I don't know.
Yeah, cut this part out. This is the part you should cut out. The half a second it takes for him to think of another movie and not the 9 minutes of a boomer raving about a sitcom. Yeah.
Well, that was
off
gold.
The air
this
for
is
25 years.
Yeah, that was gold. This is Grant and I not able to recall something from 3 days ago.
Okay, I got it. Zwick, retake it from here. So for this episode, we reviewed Tim and Eric's $1 billion movie, the movie Donnie Darko, Bone Tomahawk, and Shin Godzilla. That should be out in the next couple days. And you can get it by paying us $2 a month at patreon.com/thoughtcops. So you get all of our bonus episodes. You can listen to them. We timestamp them. So if you haven't seen a certain movie or TV show, you can just skip to it and see what we think about it. It's a lot of fun.
It's a good time.
Whoa.
Speaking of a good time, hey, we got a Teespring store and we got a new shirt on there. Teespring.com/stores/thoughtcops. It's our brand new t-shirt. It's called, hold on a second. It's our brand new t-shirt. It's called Good Old Fashioned Values, and it is it's Grant and I, and we're in Family Guy animation. And
oh my god.
Yeah, it's
designed that. That's really good.
It's disgusting.
We used the Family Guy episode 300 character creator.
I didn't know that was a thing.
And Zwick made the logo for us, and it looks great.
Thanks, Zwick.
Wow.
Yeah.
That baby's rude. Have you ever heard the things that baby says?
Stuart.
I mean,
Stuart, yes.
He's kind of like
he's not like any other baby I've seen or heard of.
He's like Steve Urkel, but a bit ruder, you know, because they're both into technology and robots and stuff like that. But at least Urkel's
They've
polite.
both created functional time machines, yes.
Yeah. Huh. Small world.
And of course, Small Wonder. But please keep going.
Okay. If I may. 2 minutes of hate. We're moving on to it. It's a very famous, very favorite segment of the show where we like to blanket punish all those things, that random crap you see online that makes you mad. My 2 minutes of hate this week is posting screenshots of your tweets on Instagram.
Ooh.
I'll tell you this. I'm on Instagram because I don't want to think about Twitter in that moment. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to fucking think about it. And if I follow you on Instagram, I probably already follow you on Twitter. And I know some people who screenshot their jokes on Twitter and then just post them as an image on their
Sometimes
Instagram.
it's a good joke.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're not, but it dilutes the special magic that was there when I saw it on Twitter, because I was scrolling through Twitter and I was just seeing like all this horrible stuff happening, and I just saw one tiny little sliver of my screen that made me smile.
I'm hesitant to agree with you only because I have several friends who do this, but I do have to admit that when I see it, I sense a lack of confidence. Like,
I mean, yeah, there's people who have been on the show that do it. I'm not going to name. I'm not going to name names. And
I think Asterios does this. Does Asterios do this? I can't remember if he does this or not.
Oh god!
Give him a second.
Oh yeah, and it works great because the thing is, there's like a bunch of super hot. There's like a bunch of super hot people on Instagram, and then you get their likes, and those they feel better for some reason. I like the likes better if I know the person that tapped was attractive.
Okay, so my retweets mean jack shit, I guess.
I'm allowed to like both.
That's true.
I don't, but I'm allowed to.
You are.
Like, so you see some of these Instagram hotties. They're you know, posted selfies.
They're out
and
there.
living out loud. Hey, what was that thing where they were all posting black and white pictures of themselves? I didn't get that. I guess that'll be my 2 minutes of hate because I'm just like, I don't get it. What was that?
You said black and white pictures?
You guys don't know? There was a trend.
Yeah, it was like a women's thing, and it's one of those things where it was supposed to be about one thing, and then it was about something different, and white feminist Tumblr took it over or something like that. It was supposed to be about like Turkish women getting murdered or something like that, and it turned into post a picture of yourself in black and white if you're a female. I didn't read that far into it, but that's what I got out of it.
Yes, yeah, it was originally about femicide in Turkey, and it was like a hashtag called like I don't know, something. And then but then in America people just started to post their hottest pictures of themselves. And yeah, you know, so that's my 2 minutes of hate. Like, hey, quit co-opting this stuff. I mean,
that's
but on the
fair.
other hand, these pictures look really good. So it's like, I guess everybody wins.
Okay, that was succinct. That was a 2 minutes of hate and a punishment. I want to circle back and punish
to your 2 minutes of hate.
Yeah, I just want to punish these people who are multi-platforming on one single platform. Suffice it to say, you get no more platforms. Step down. Get off the platform. You get nothing. Good day. You lose, good sir.
Succinct.
Exactly.
Ari, do you have a 2 minutes of hate?
I have an incredibly small, petty one that's incredibly specific to my life, but
that's what it's for.
Yeah, yesterday when I uploaded Bento 3 to YouTube, as you might see at the end of some YouTube videos, there are external links to other YouTube videos in your channel.
Right.
And I didn't know until I've already finished this cartoon and it was ready up to go that there is sort of a strange time constraint as to where those video links can begin. And so at the end of Bento 3, they come on 4 seconds later than I wish they would. Yes, Zwick is saying 20 seconds at the end. I didn't know that. I don't know why you knew that. I wish I had known that earlier. I wouldn't have made a 20 plus second end. But now everything is just 4 seconds off, and it's awkward, and people are probably going to skip past the links, and I'm just like, why, YouTube? Just let me have 4 more seconds.
I get it, man. That's why I was having Zwick cut out the parts where me and Grant are thinking.
Right.
You know, those are priceless seconds.
It kills the flow. People are, I mean, you know, we're in this attention economy now where everyone is just stupid because everything happens really fast and that they're in their pocket at any second. And so they're going to be like, hey, these credits, they look weird. Nothing's happening. I'm leaving. And it's like, wait 4 seconds. There'll be something important, something I need you to see.
I'll give you a little bit of an olive branch, I think, or I don't know if that's the right term, but I'm too tired to fucking think of what it is. I'll give you the silver lining to the cloud, which is that the longer something is, the more people are gonna watch it until the end. I feel like if they're invested in it. If it's a 5 second long TikTok video, they probably don't give a fuck. But if it's if it's a little bit longer, if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I feel like most people that are going to watch something that long are going to stick around until the end. So
trust me, you're going to want to stick around because my name's in the credits.
That's right. True. And a joke is post credits. But now I want a higher thing. I think TikTok is killing art. I think it's just constantly just lowering the time frame of how long it can hold someone's attention, and they're going to be like, 5 minutes. I can watch a 5 second TikTok video, and it's killing art.
No, just to play devil's advocate, do you think it's possible that we're just getting old?
But I think both is happening. I think we are all reaching death, and people are getting stupider.
I'm all in for the accelerationism. Fuck it. Who cares? Let it all burn. I'm done with it.
This is something I thought about recently. Something I thought about recently was I feel maybe we're just generalizing the whole TikTok thing because
that's true. I'm not.
I bet that there are a lot of people or younger people kids in high school who think TikTok is fucking stupid. Because there's things in high school, like when we were in high school, that were super popular, and then we may have thought was stupid.
Yeah, and
we all
older
people were like, "Oh yeah, that's so." And it's like, yeah, there's probably
we know
all that stuff was stupid though.
That's true.
Well, not Urkel.
Not Urkel. You're right. There was a time when everything was good, and it was your time, Asterios.
Yes, Urkel, Step by Step, JT's World. You know, earlier you were talking about Twitch, and it's like, you know who'd be on Twitch? JT's World.
Wait, Asterios,
Right.
I think I actually have some incredible news for you.
What do you got?
So Jaleel White is doing dances with his daughter. He's been learning quarantine dances on TikTok.
Yeah, that's I personally, I like TikTok because, like, you get to see people, like, ruin their lives before they're even out of high school.
Yes.
Like, they'll post, like, blackface videos, or they'll say slurs, and it's like, wow, you didn't even get the chance.
You didn't even
like,
know how bad this was.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when a rocket explodes on the platform. It's just like, whoa, look out.
Rest in peace, Charmander.
Sort of like the Challenger explosion, but, you know,
that didn't explode on the platform.
That exploded in the air.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's sort of like
Elon Musk.
It's
The reason the specific reason I said a rocket explodes on the platform is that we haven't had any fatalities due to that in the American space system. Like, yeah, we've lost like SpaceX rockets on the platform, but who gives a shit? They were just holding that guy's stupid car or whatever.
Right. Fuck him.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, like, but the weird thing about TikTok is that everyone's like 12 years old on it. So, like, you can't open up TikTok without feeling like, this is not for me. I like Twitter, where everyone's old and angry and yelling at each other all the time.
Or
I'm
is like an anime person.
I'm sorry?
Or is like an anime person. Like just people with anime fucking AVIs, and they're just yelling at you about politics.
The people with anime avatars have the best opinions about race relations, I find.
It's true.
They're just, it's so profound and so interesting. It's like a nonstop salon from the 1850s.
Speaking of nonstop, Grant, what's your 2 minutes fate?
Ari, did you sentence?
Oh, no, I didn't.
What's your punishment for this egregious
okay.
YouTube crime?
I forgot what my initial... Oh, the YouTube thing. Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. YouTubers aren't allowed to say anything longer than 20 seconds.
So you're demoting them to TikTok, basically.
Oh, shit. Well, now I'm the problem. Okay, I guess that's what I'm doing.
Now we
Fair
are
enough.
all the problem.
Welcome to Thought Cops.
My 2 minutes of hate this week. I'll pose it as a fable, if you will. So a fox walks up to a frog, right? And the fox is like, "Hey man, hey frog bro, hey little frog dude, do you know any good sandwich shops around here?" And the frog responds to the fox. He says, "Hey, you know, pizza is better than sandwiches." And the fox is like, "Yeah, no, I know that pizza is better than like a sandwich, but I really want a sandwich at this moment right now. I'm really begging for a sandwich." And like the good thing about a sandwich is it's portable. You put it in a bag, you can carry it with you, you can eat it on the go. Pizza's a little more of sort of like a sit down food. And the frog keeps going, "Yeah, but you know, like pizza's better." And the fox is like, "Yeah, but I know I like pizza better than a sandwich, but I really want a could you please point me to the nearest sandwich store?" And the frog goes, "Yeah, but you sure you don't want to look for a pizza store?" So this has been my experience of trying to buy a laptop online and asking people for advice. Is I say, "Hey, I'm in the market for a laptop. I have a desktop computer. I'd really like a laptop." And everyone goes, "Yeah, but hey, bro, don't you want to build a desktop? Building a desktop computer is much more powerful. You can have a much more powerful computing experience with the desktop computer. You can customize everything. You can have the keyboard of your dreams.
Light up keyboard.
If you only build a desktop, you don't want a laptop. It's not as powerful as a desktop." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I want a laptop because I can move it around and I can put it on my coffee table." And everyone's like, "Yeah, but you want a desktop.
finally broken.
You You want a desktop computer, is you should build one. Did you know that you can build your own desktop computer? You can customize everything. You can put as big of a hard drive into it as you want. And I go, yeah, but I know all these things because I've read about all these things and I already have a desktop computer. I just want a laptop. Can someone point me in the direction of a place where I can get a good quality laptop for an affordable price? And they go, yeah, but you should just build a desktop because I'm letting you know, bro, it is a little bit more powerful.
Well, the other thing is, you get a lot more money for your components. Like $1,000 worth of laptop will get you a lot more for desktop parts. Like bigger hard drives, faster processors, more RAM. I mean, it's just a desktop is just it's a better experience.
I mean, don't you want to play Skyrim to its fullest potential?
It's a fucking Twitter machine. I'm using it for Twitter. And so that Reaper runs a little bit better when I record this podcast, and that's it. I just need a fucking Twitter and a porn machine. Just those two things.
I would love to see that Steve Jobs seminar of just like Twitter, porn machine, internet, Twitter, porn machine, internet. These are not three different objects.
Oh my god.
He's got like a turtleneck on and his pants are off. He's like, it's simple. You can access all of the internet in the palm of your hand with your dick in your other hand.
Somebody please make that. I'll retweet it. I'm so angry I'm sweating right now. That's how worked up I am over this.
Yeah, I was impressed and entertained by I didn't know your emotional range could go there.
Thank you. I guess I didn't either. Because it was the reaction of every person. Every single person.
Where were you posting?
Everywhere. Because I want legitimate advice. And I know some people, that are more understanding of technology might have seen it, and I got some good suggestions.
Yeah, I've encountered that kind of thing before. I remember years ago when I used to animate with a actual pencil and a light table and paper, and I was like, I need to do things digitally for all kinds of reasons. And I asked an animator who I looked up to, what software I should get, and listened to my reasons, and they went, "Don't, just keep using paper and pencil." And I was like, I didn't ask for what you think I should do. I asked what software you recommend. But I mean, that was one guy. I can't imagine an armada of people all regurgitating, no, just do editing.
And it's just a big jerk-off fest because everyone wants everybody else to know that they know about technology.
Yeah, it's an identity thing. It's like, PC is their identity.
It's an identity thing, and it's like, look at me. I've got the golden ticket. Look at me. I know about that you can build a desktop. Did you know you can build one? Did you know? Everybody knows you can build fucking one.
It's because they don't shut the fuck up about it.
Exactly.
I mean, have you considered just buying however much Mac laptop you could afford?
Yeah, I'm weighing the options, yeah. That's one of the options.
I mean, I might do that. I might get if you actually do want advice, I might get a refurbished. You can get refurbished or old Mac laptops, and then you buy the Apple Care, and that's 3 years of warranty.
Right.
I mean, but if you're looking to save money though and get a lot more computer, you'd build a desktop. Because you could really customize how much RAM is in it. Get a cool color case. One of those keyboards that goes clickety clack.
I think you were doing pretty well for a second there, Asterios, and then
I dropped off.
No, we can hear you. Grant's he's not taking it well.
Oh, everyone's right. That's the problem, is that everyone's correct.
I mean, I
He's
bought
a flat earther. It's a weird flat earther on this.
Anyway,
you should get a desktop.
So the ending of this fable, as I've portrayed it, is that the fox eats the frog. He just eats the frog. He goes, you know what? Fuck the sandwich. I don't even want a sandwich. I'm gonna eat you. And the fox eats the frog. And that's it. That's the punishment. Understand that to be what you make of it.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a good 2 minutes of hate. I think one of my favorites from you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Speaking of appreciation, If you haven't listened to Thought Cops before, every week we investigate the internet's outrage-inducing news stories, and then we sentence each perpetrator to a cruel and often quite unusual punishment.
They're wacky. They're a little wacky.
Oh, they're a little random, if I can say so myself. Speaking of that, George R.R. Martin. He says, everybody's all
Lord of the Rings.
He did Lord of the Rings, Naruto.
Right. Wait, I have a joke.
One of the Star Wars movies.
Can you say Lord of the Rings again?
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Onion Rings. Have you seen that guy? Holy shit! He's gonna die of a fucking heart attack before he finishes these dumb dragon books.
Well, this guy right here. This is why I put him in my movies. He's a star. I tell you, he's a star.
Oh, Asterios, you're not far off, because he said the other day, well, not the other day, he put this quote out there a while ago where he said if his next book, if Winds of Winter isn't out by July 29th, 2020, fans can imprison me. Now, the date of this recording is July 30th. So
lock him up. Lock him up. Lock him up.
Oh, is this the Tulsa rally? Just kidding.
Speaking of the Tulsa rally, no, I'm kidding. I don't want to talk about that.
Anyway, George R.R. Martin, let's get his ass.
Did this go anywhere? Like, has he acknowledged it?
I know people on Twitter were posting about it. Let's see if he's in prison right now. Hold on.
I have the feeling he's not, but yesterday all of Twitter was just posting this screenshot.
I mean, I don't know why they wanted to finish these books. We had the best ending ever with that TV show. The dragon melted the chair. Did you get it? The chair represented bad.
Oh, I'm so stupid. I did not get that. I watched it twice.
It represented bad.
The real thing that killed that lady was the chair. The dragon knew that.
The real Game of Thrones was friendship.
The real Game of Thrones was when that throne got melted by that dragon. That throne lost the game.
I really like the really circle jerky line where what's his name? Tyrion is like, what makes a good king a good stories. Everyone loves stories. Stories are important. They're the most important thing. And it's like, yeah, stories.
Yes.
So
writers.
Here's the original quote from him. He said, "As for finishing my book, I feared that New Zealand would distract me entirely too much. Best leave me here in Westeros for the nonce. But I tell you this, if I don't have the Winds of Winter in hand when I arrive in New Zealand for Worldcon, you have here my formal written permission to imprison me in a small cabin on White Island, overlooking that lake of sulfuric acid until I'm done, just so long as the acrid fumes do not screw up my old DOS word processor, I'll be fine." No, I think I might have found a loophole here, because he said that he would be in New Zealand for Worldcon, and I'm assuming that Worldcon isn't happening right now because of the whole pandemic. Which I'm wondering if he started and planned this whole thing.
What a twist. You remember that?
Oh, I do. Quick shout out to a similar series, The King Killer Chronicles by Patrick Rothfuss. We have been waiting for the third installment for, God, I don't know, it feels like 10 years, maybe longer. But if you're unfamiliar with that series, I love him. Look, I am not a good reader. I'm a dumb boy, but I love these books. And if you're looking for a fantasy that I think is of the same rank as Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings, check out these books. They're so good.
You're saying the problem is that they're not putting out new books
but
either?
There might not be any payoff, so maybe don't. I don't know.
Yeah.
And obviously, we're all still waiting to see what happens to the family of dinosaurs from ABC's Dinosaurs.
Didn't they all die?
Yes,
I thought there was closure.
They all died due to
it was a
climate
cliffhanger.
change.
I thought it was like Steve Urkel riding an asteroid.
Oh, man, I'd love it.
He was flying over the skyline of Chicago and ended up billion years.
A cowboy hat as he falls.
I remember that one.
But guys, what would he say if he did cause a cataclysm?
If I had to guess, he might say, "Did I do that? That's exactly right. Oh my god.
That's him. That's Urkel.
Was he in the room just now?
No, I think that was Sonic.
I thought Urkel's catchphrase was, "You're too slow."
Urkel just going on and on about the Chaos Emeralds. Speaking of chaos, though, George R.R. Martin, he says we can imprison him if he had not written the book. But that seems a little bit too simple. I feel like we have to be a little bit more creative.
He probably wants that. He probably wants to be imprisoned.
Yeah, it's probably. I just go like nobody can tweet at him or write to him or complain to him that if he's in prison, he'll never have to write it. Basically,
or he'll have nothing but time to write it. I think. Do you remember like?
What is he doing now, though? We're in a pandemic.
Fucking eating. That's
okay.
the best.
Some low-hanging fruit.
I mean, that's what I'm doing too.
Fair. Like in school when you used to have homework and your parents would be like, "Did you do your homework?" And you'd be like, "Well, I was going to," and they'd be like, "Sit down at the kitchen table and do your homework," and they would watch you do your homework. I think that we just need to do that to George R.R. Martin. We just put him at the kitchen table and we say, "You're not allowed to leave until you write the next fucking books."
Oh, that'll make a good book.
You're not allowed to leave until you describe how a lady's boobies are under her shirt for like 2 pages. Just talking about the boobies and how the boobies touch the shirt. Now, wait, can one of you guys jump back for a second? Because someone brought up like that he was fat.
Oh yeah, great. That was Grant.
I said that he ate.
What did you say? Set that whole thing up because I have a joke.
Here we go.
All right. So Kevin said, "What's he been doing this whole quarantine?" And I said, quote, "Eating."
George R.R. Martin, more like George X.L. Martin. You seen this guy? Oh my God.
I am not running in the chat says Asterios loses 10 pounds and now he's making all these fat jokes.
I'm no longer one of you. I'm no longer morbidly obese. I'm just dangerously overweight.
It's a step up.
It's different. It's a different BMI. I'm overweight. There's a difference between overweight and obese, and I'm dancing on that line, baby. I'm doing the Urkel on that line.
Jesus. Speaking of BMI, I got another abbreviation. WOTW. Word of the week. This week's word of the week is egoligarchies. Ego-oligarchies. Anyway, so William Shatner wrote this takedown of Red Letter Media. And he titled it "The Toxic Empires of Ego-Oligarchies." Have you guys seen this fucking Medium article that William Shatner wrote?
I'm looking at it now, and within the first 2 paragraphs, he's used 2 emojis. Eye rolling emoji and the nose from the smoke emoji.
Is it egoligarchies? Like ego?
Ego,
I think
but
you're right.
Oligarchy. Phonetically, it doesn't make very much sense.
Instead of oligarchy, egirlarchy. Egirlarchy. That's the quote unquote joke he's going for. And this is tough because on one hand, like William Shatner is saying, all these Red Letter Media fans are annoying me on Twitter. Right. And I'm a gigantic fan of Red Letter Media, and I'm positive he's correct. I know Red Letter Media. I've been watching it for a decade. We fans are the worst, and we will annoy you on Twitter. God help you if you like a lady in a Marvel movie. We will play devil's advocate until you leave the platform.
Oh God!
But just to play devil's advocate, was that girl power scene in Avengers really necessary? Hey, let's dissect this 30-second scene of a movie where a man from the 1950s uses a magic glove and a magic hammer to beat up a guy with a nutsack for a chin. Let's discuss this for 90 minutes. It's like, yeah, we're the worst. But on the other hand, William Shatner also sucks. His politics suck. we should not have access to William Shatner when there's not a camera on him. Because I do like him as an actor. I like him as Captain Kirk. And I also really liked him as Denny Crane on Boston Legal. It's like, yeah, this guy's funny and interesting. But I'd rather kill myself than hear his personal opinions.
Well, so that's where this Medium article gets interesting, because I want to say the first half of it is he's talking about like the first paragraph is painful and it gets worse. Don't roll your eyes just yet. This isn't about politics or social justice warrior type issues. And then the entire first half of the article itself is him saying, "I'm not mad, bro." And then the other half is him explaining how mad he is.
No, a good sign that you're not mad is when you write a Medium article about something.
So I'm not that familiar with any of this. I have just a lot of fans just been constantly trolling William Shatner, and he finally just wrote a long piece about it.
Yeah.
All right, that's
And it's very, like Asterios said, it's probably like getting hit over the head, but it's like dumb inside humor type shit. Like he makes reference to Red Letter Media in one joke. In one episode, they made fun of, they said something about Kevin Smith having a colostomy bag or something like that, and like fans kept tweeting it at him, but it's like, I don't think you would understand that is a joke unless you watched Red Lead. Like it's like an inside joke that gets hammered into the ground, and it's like you don't even need to reply to something so stupid.
But you
know, you could, but I don't know.
Well, there's this thing that like fans do where they just repeat something from media they like, and like that,
Right.
and they think like that's a joke.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like on Red, like there's a difference between like Mike Stokloska, like, I don't know, making fun of Kevin Smith for breaking 2 toilets on airplanes. He didn't remember, he broke 2.
Is it kind of like
he
the
broke?
Is it kind of like the Szechuan sauce incident, where it's like
Right.
a joke
Yes.
became a reality to some people?
I think so, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like that. It's like, yeah, look, it's funny to talk about Szechuan sauce in a cartoon, but then when people take it too far, it's like you're making the cartoon look bad.
Right.
And in this case, it's like, yeah, with Red Letter Media, like there's a difference between like making a joke about Kevin Smith naming his daughter Harley Quinn on your YouTube show, which is like, and it's like, hey, don't do that. Don't name your daughter Harley Quinn. You should make fun of him for doing that. Like, he shouldn't have done that.
Right.
He did the wrong thing.
Correct.
But like, don't tweet that at him and tag his daughter.
Right.
Like, there's a difference. So like, yeah, people are like poking William Shatner. People are poking the bear. They're trying to get William Shatner's goat on Twitter, and he's an 80-year-old man. Do you know how easy it is to annoy an 80-year-old man? All you need to do is bring up the fact that like 8-tracks are no longer around, and they'll go on like a 9-tweet rant about how it had better fidelity at a lower price. They held more data, like they'll say, and it's like, yeah, we know. It's just like, yeah, it's just like a bunch of teenagers who want to see William Shatner freak out.
And he brings up like, I guess Red Letter Media had a recurring joke where they said, like, Kevin Smith blocked us on Twitter, so people kept responding, like, oh, unblock Red Letter Media, unblock Red Letter Media. And they even addressed, like, Kevin Smith does not have us blocked. Leave the poor man alone. He just had a heart attack. We wish him a speedy and full recovery. So they're, like, aware of, yeah, people are bothering him a little bit too much, and they made a statement on it, which is good. Which brings me to question, like, what William Shatner's point of view in any of this is, because it's like he's sort of going after them, but also like their fans. Well, it's just the fans, but then he like goes into their YouTube ad revenue to make fun of them for like how little they're making compared to like him. Like that's his closing line is, so who's laughing all the way to the bank after breaking down how much money they make like per year? And it's like, so is it the fans or is it Red Letter Media that you have an issue with?
This is like manic as fuck. I'm like just scrolling through this.
It's insane. If you're listening to it, do yourself a favor and Google the toxic empires of ego oligarchy. However you think you spell that, it'll correct it. Search it and just like scroll through it and read it because it's insane.
I mean, isn't this the guy that made George Takei cry a bunch on set? Like this guy's gonna start complaining about being teased a little bit.
Yeah.
Come on, like the only way. God damn it! What's his name? What's the name of the guy that played Chekhov?
Hardly know him.
No. What's his name? He also played Alfred Bester on Babylon 5.
I have no idea.
Alfred Bester, the leader of the Psi Corps. Hello?
You're going to make me show my hand that I didn't watch Star Trek.
I didn't watch
That's
Babylon
fine.
5 or Star Trek or basically anything you talk about on a regular basis.
Look.
What's the one with Picard?
I believe it's called Picard.
Remember, he bullied Walter Koenig so bad, the only way he'd come back to do Star Trek 5 was if he was made a captain. Like, all these, like, William Shatner was, like, terrible. Every single member of the cast of Star Trek wrote a book about how bad William Shatner is. All of them. Like, all of them to a man have written novels about how this guy sucks. And now he's complaining that he's getting bullied on Twitter. It's like, dude, no one wants you on Twitter. Just get off of Twitter if people are annoying you. Go make some more Priceline commercials.
I know a good amount of people who have like narcissistic personality disorder or whatever the fuck you call it, and that's basically them to a T. Is they will like use and abuse every person around them, but like as soon as you like retaliate or stand up for yourself or literally do anything, they're like, oh, woe is me, how everybody hates me, everybody's after me. And it's like, yeah, okay, whatever, man, who cares?
Yeah, it's like Captain Kirk is trying to get me to feel sorry for him, which is the least Captain Kirk thing I could possibly think of.
It's a good way of putting it.
That's like what Bones would do. Like when Bones was like, my wife took everything, nothing left but my
Asterios,
bones.
do you still have cable?
Cable TV? No,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
How are you handling that?
Sorry?
Like, how are you getting your programs?
And emotionally, how are you handling
Yeah.
it?
Right.
I feel like I feel like you're leading somewhere, and I don't know where.
No,
where
I'm
you need
just
to lead you.
No, I'm just concerned. I mean, you've
But
been
I'll
bringing
get you
up
there.
like, yeah, we've been talking about all of these shows, and I'm just wondering. I mean, I know a lot of people don't have cable anymore. Are these shows all streaming on Hulu or Netflix or Crunchyroll?
I'll put it in a way you'll understand. Do you remember the commercials in the 90s for the Pop cereal? And they were like, I gotta have my Pops. Well, how you gotta have your shows.
Did I miss? Did like my headphones die? I'm so confused. We were just riffing about William Shatner, and now you're asking me about whether or not I have cable television. Is there like a? Did I miss like the connector?
No, there was no connect. Kevin's just
okay.
concerned.
No, we were talking about William Shatner, then you brought up Bones.
Right, Yes, Bones.
That was the disconnect.
No, it's right. I'm sorry. Bones is one of the characters from Star Trek. DeForest Kelley, Dr. Leonard Bones McCoy. Like what I was saying is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. You know, one of the most famous characters in pop culture history. You know, it's directly related to our current topic. Like, although I will discuss Dr. Temperance Bones Brennan, she uses bones to solve crimes.
No, that's fun.
That is fun. It's always like, it's like, this was your fatal flaw. You forgot to take these bones. and then it's like, David Boreanaz, take them away. And then David Boreanaz takes them away.
I love the idea of her being like, let's see, there's fingerprints, there's blood, there's semen. No bones, though. I can't do anything with this.
Oh, well, no, that's Act 1. There's no bones. But then they get a phone call. They're like, we might have found bones. And then they think those are bones, but it turns out those aren't bones. Act 3, they do find bones. Act 4, they interrogate the bones. And then Act 5, they arrest the killer. And he has the rest of the bones. And so what they do is they take the bones they found and they connect them. And then Dr. Temperance Bones Brennan will go like, the knee bone's connected to the crime bone. And then they'll say, take him away, David Boreanaz.
So anyway,
I love
Asterios,
this.
how are you faring without cable TV?
Let's not forget about Snoop Dogg playing the character of Bones in the movie Bones. Remember that?
Were those
No.
related?
Yeah, I mean, they were both named Bones, so yes. Because that was the movie where Snoop Dogg set himself up as like a crypt keeper type, where he'd be like, I'm going to tell you another scary story from me, Bones. And it's like, what? You know, we already have 2 Boneses, right? Dr. Temperance Bones Brennan and Dr. Leonard Bones McCoy. And he's like, no, I'm a 3rd Bones. And it's like, okay. And goddamn if it didn't work. The African-American market loves horror. They do. It sells very well there.
So it all takes place in the Boniverse, you're saying?
The Bonerverse, yes. And of course, let's not forget about Boner, Mike Seaver's friend from Growing Pains, Boner.
This episode has been brought to you by Comcast Cable. Don't cut the cable. Get Comcast. You got all the channels on there. You got CBS. You got the CW. Hey, Asterios, what is the UPN called now?
I mean, I don't think they're around. I think the UPN and CW merged.
Because CW is WB, correct?
Yeah, exactly. I think I could swear that I don't. I mean, see, the thing is, like, there's also a Paramount network, but they're trying to be like classy. Like there's like a Paramount network that you can only get on DirecTV. But am I seriously the only one that remembers that there was a character named Boner on television in the 80s? And like not just like on cable, on prime time television?
It sounds really familiar. Like,
I wasn't alive.
He was Mike Seaver's best friend on Growing Pains.
I didn't watch that because I wasn't alive.
I was alive in 89, so I can rep the 80s.
Well, his name was Boner, and that's four characters named Bones.
So, Grant, William Shatner.
Right.
Get his ass.
Oh God. Here's a good punishment for William Shatner. He's not allowed to tweet until he finds a better portmanteau to make up other than ego oligarchies. He's got to sit in a room. Him and George R.R. Martin have to sit at the kitchen table as mom watches them do their homework. George R.R. Martin has to finish The Winds of Winter, and William Shatner has to make up a better word than oligarchies, because it makes sense on paper. You look at it and you're like, I know what those 2 words mean, and you try and pronounce it, and it doesn't connect. It just phonetically makes no sense.
Hey, speaking of things that don't connect, Joe Rogan got some people mad this week. Joe Rogan this week said that video games are a real problem.
That's unacceptable.
All right, guys.
Bomb his house. Imagine clap emojis between the words I just said.
He said bomb his house.
Oh, wait,
Bomb,
Kevin,
clap,
finish that
clap.
quote.
Well, I want to say let's watch the clip together.
We have video evidence. This is Exhibit A.
Yeah,
How come we never call the videos that we watch Exhibit A? It would make it a lot easier for Zwick.
That'd be on brand.
That would be on brand.
Well, we're almost 200 episodes in. We finally figured the show out.
It's tweaks over time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Exhibit A.
And video games are a real problem. They're a real problem. You know why? Because they're fucking fun.
Addictive.
And you don't. Yeah. Well, I have a real problem with them. And you
believe he's
do
saying
them,
this.
and they're real exciting, but you don't get anywhere.
Right.
It's like you could do like martial arts.
What?
Right? You could learn jiu-jitsu. You get obsessed by jiu-jitsu, and then 3 years later, you're like an elite jiu-jitsu athlete. You're entering in competitions. You're a purple belt.
You're moving up.
Yeah, you're doing well. Right. You're thinking like, I might be able to open my own school one day.
You got confidence.
Yeah, if I have 100 students and those 100 students are paying me X amount of dollars per month, I can make a living. Holy shit, I can have this would be amazing. And then you see your jiu-jitsu school, and your jiu-jitsu instructor has all these students and drives a Mercedes, and he's got a nice family.
He looks like a homeless California raisin.
You're doing something exciting and fun, and you don't. Or you could just be playing fucking video games. 3 years later, you could be that same kid just playing video games, waiting for the next whatever the fuck game is, next Xbox game to come out, and you're gonna waste your time.
Okay, so these are your 2 options. These are your 2 options in life. You either play Xbox or you become a jiu-jitsu instructor who drives a Mercedes.
Which way, Western man?
I kind of agree with him.
No, all jokes aside, he does kind of have a good point in the sense, like, if you do nothing but play video games, and if that's all you want, fine. But if you do nothing but play video games and then complain about your status in life, yeah, maybe evaluate that.
If that's the way that it's being posed. But here, I'll give you this caveat, which is, you know, growing up in the 80s, growing up in the 90s, you had parents on your back, and your parents would tell you, hey, you can't play video games all day, and you can't just sit in your room and smoke pot because it's illegal. I want you to go to college. Now, all the kids that are going to college are $50,000+ in debt, and people who open up a pot shop are raking in money that they can't even put into banks, and people who are professional video gamers like Ninja or PewDiePie are making the most money out of any human being ever alive.
These are facts.
And the people that made that weed video game, Nug Warriors, are even richer than both two combined.
Your move,
It's
Joe
true.
Rogan.
So there was a longer.
Joe Rogan's right. Obviously, he's correct.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like, know your audience, you know? This would be like if Fluffy started talking about how Eggo waffles don't taste delicious. It's like, well, yeah, they're not great. I mean, they're fine, but it's like, Fluffy, your entire audience is one big Eggo waffle, like drenched in syrup. Like, know your audience, Joe Rogan.
I don't
love games.
I don't love Joe Rogan, but like, I mean, I'm kind of like good. Like, if a vast amount of his audience are real gamer boys, I'm happy he's saying to them, hey, you know, like, games are fun, games are great, games are art, but like, you know, like, you need to, your DNA and your genes are composed of millions of years of evolution that's made it so that the outside world sensory is good for you, and you're not exposing yourself to any of that if you're playing games.
Did you just do DMT the other day, Ari, or something? Is that why you're talking like this?
Are you recording from a sensory deprivation tank, Ari?
Just eating a lot of meat, just getting into MMA, and just,
hell yeah,
you know,
meat,
expanding my
salt.
consciousness. Just like, what is that? It just, you know.
So, I mean,
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
you could be a jiu-jitsu instructor driving a Mercedes, or you could be sitting at home getting 100% completion in Persona 5.
That is a great game.
I mean, yeah, there's fucking extreme examples of this on either side. I'll play Mr. fucking centrist right now, which is like, I don't play video games as much as I used to because I don't have the time and I don't have the attention span. So I'll play like half an hour every 3 days or something like that. And like, that'll be good. It's enough to sort of like take the edge off or whatever. You know, but he's got to bring it back to the fucking jujitsu shit all the time. Like, yeah, you open your own gym. Like, I would like to open a gym one day. It's a lot harder than just spend 3 years doing jujitsu. It's not just open your own gym. Like, yeah, there's a certain aspect to cultivating a skill and following a discipline and like the process of learning and physicality. And there's all these things that are compacted in there, but like fucking stupid-headed Joe Rogan goes, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, for instance. That's his number one fucking thing that he can think about all the time. Just open up an elk hunting store, you moron.
I mean, I'll be real, because, you know, as much as I just kind of talked about why I think games are unhealthy, I'll say, too, that, like, when I was, I don't know, somewhere around, like, 7 to 10, I was like a very sad little kid and had a really hard time making friends and wasn't good at stuff because I was, you know, 10 or younger. How could I be good at anything? And video games was like the first thing that I was not only like, I could beat levels and feel accomplishment and pride, but like other kids at school were like, wow, I can't believe you beat that boss. You have to come to my house and do that. And it was like the first sort of feeling of like achieving something and doing something interesting and like challenging myself. And so like there is a really healthy, wonderful thing to games, but I also do think games are made a lot of times to sort of constantly have these dopamine hits to kind of keep you wanting to play them for long amounts of time.
Right.
And there's just not really good discourse around regulation.
I mean, I think like anything, of course, like everything in moderation. And I mean,
including moderation. Pushes glasses up nose.
But I mean, yeah, there's plenty. I mean, for a lot of people, that may be all you want in life. You know, if you just want to have a normal job, you don't really care about cultivating any skill. You just want to get a paycheck, hang out, play video games. That's fine. But if you're going to complain, like I said, if you're going to complain about your life and that's what you're doing, I mean,
right.
Like I said, reevaluate it.
That could also be true of people just doing any job, though, like working an office job and being like, this sucks, I hate it, and like just you're stuck there and you don't do any like that. There's so many different facets to this, and I do think that there is a little bit too much being made out of something that's like so inconsequential. Like, this is one of the most inconsequential things he's said on his show, and like the internet collectively lost their minds about it.
Well, Zwick in the chat has a really good point, that the game culture is just very reactionary because of just all the amounts of time that the media has sort of scrutinized gaming because of shooting and linking it to games. And so I think they're just wired now to be incredibly reactionary whenever a major media outlet says anything that's like damaging about games to psychology.
We need ethics back in gaming journalism.
That, and there are like a bunch of losers who like have their hands on these Xbox controllers instead of on a lady's boobs. Like, I mean, that's the big problem is like there are a bunch of oversensitive crybabies. And like the moment someone suggests you play less video games, especially their fake podcast dad, Joe Rogan, they like flip their shit.
I want to play video games, Dad.
Something I've noticed about, like, I know I brought up the term a couple episodes ago, parasocial relationship. Right. It's when people consume and relate to these content creators on a certain level, and they agree with like, oh, we agree on everything. And all of a sudden they say something that they don't agree on. I think people kind of take it to heart.
It's so...
Yeah, they take it as like a betrayal.
Exactly.
That's why like you're supposed to say it with me, everybody. Tell people what they want to hear.
Yes. No,
he's right.
Like, you're not supposed to chat. No, why would you challenge somebody? Like what? Like, why would you challenge? Like, look, the thing is, Joe Rogan's supposed to be a cool jiu-jitsu guy feeding people worms and taking his shirt off on that one episode of News Radio. Not telling me to play less video games. Come on, Joe Rogan, be cool. Only be on one side of things at all times and don't show any independent thought, Joe Rogan. You just reflect what I want to see, or I swear to God, I'll dox your home address, Joe Rogan. I'll do it. I'm angry because I love you so much.
I mean, are his fans really surprised that he would have that stance? It feels really like what I would imagine his stance on games to be. Like,
yeah.
It's for fucking losers.
Yeah.
Well, he's not even going that far. He says they're fucking fun, but they're like dangerous and addictive.
It's like saying that about like drugs.
No, I think he said, quote, that all gamers are pussies and I could take them all. I saw the quote.
Oh, he's right. Yeah.
I mean,
that's the subtext, at least.
He said they need to get into MMA, not PBJ. That's what he said. And you know what he called George R.R. Martin? He called him George X.L. Martin, which is really size phobic.
Yeah,
and
that's
like
not
it's really
cool.
not. That's troubling.
Yeah,
like George can't help it. He's old.
Books are a real problem. Yeah, you got to, you could be out there. You'll be sitting at home writing a fucking fantasy book. Or you could open up a jiu-jitsu school and be driving around a Mercedes.
You know what? I'll make this call out right now. Joe Rogan, I challenge you to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I will show you what it means to be a man.
That's a good punishment.
Yeah, that's
I like
that's
this.
No, it's too much fun. How could that be a punishment? It's its own definition. It's too much fun.
Well, you will show him that you're having so much fun and you can win, you can beat him, but you can stand up and walk away because you have self-restraint.
He will feel the jaws of Wario and know what it means to lose.
That's exactly right. Joe Rogan, I loved you when you endorsed Bernie Sanders because you were useful to me then.
That was cool.
But now that Bernie Sanders is no longer the nominee, you're more useful to me as a punching bag, Joe Rogan, and I'm going to make fun of you on my show, you bald-headed goof.
Oh, shout out to a really good YouTube video called, I think it's called Bro Jogan. Look it up if you're curious. It's very funny.
We also did
I did like him on News Radio, though. I think we can all... He was very funny on News Radio. It's so weird, because it's like, this guy's had 9 careers. Now he's like everyone's weird shaman dad. But for a while, he was like making people eat worms out of someone else's butt. And then for a while, he was like on Fear Factor. And then for a while, he was like an MMA commentator. And then for a while, he played the Studley handyman on the Dave Foley vehicle, News Radio. It was Dave Foley, Maura Tierney, Phil Hartman, Andy Dick, and Joe Rogan.
That is weird.
The guy's lived 5 lifetimes worth of adventure. I'm very jealous of him. And he just got that $100 million deal with Spotify.
Oh, that's right. Does that mean that they can't film the show anymore?
No, well, Spotify is introducing video podcasts, which makes sense. It's perfect because you can play it right from the Spotify app, or you can put it in your pocket and listen to the audio version.
Yeah.
So it's like it's really, really smart. They're paying him $100 million to take his show just to Spotify. And he's going to be making so much money that he's moving from California to Texas, where he'll have lower state taxes.
I heard about that, yeah.
Yeah, but you got to also, I mean, I get from a certain perspective why he would do that, but also, I mean, I think that this is sort of analogous to what Howard Stern did when he signed with Sirius, which is like, yeah, he got a big paycheck, but then when's the last time you heard about anything Howard Stern did that wasn't like America's Got Talent? Like he completely lost any level of culture relevancy when he did that. And I'm willing to say that it's probably going to be something similar with Joe Rogan, with the caveat that like Spotify is not like a pay to use program. Like there's Spotify Premium or whatever, but
the thing is, it's like Spotify is all Zoomers use. Like Joe Rogan's audience uses Spotify like they use it all the time. I bet there'll be some drop off, but I mean, yeah, the big difference was that, like, you know, Stern going from free radio to this dumb thing you got to pay $10 a month for.
Right.
It's like, I'm not going to pay. It's like, was Stern worth $10 a month at that point? Not to a lot of people, but like, this is just, I mean, what do they listen to him on now? YouTube?
Yeah.
This is just them like changing the app on their phone. Like, yeah, there will be some drop off, but the other reason to give him $100 million is because you're trying to use him to hook in other podcasters. And like, it's really smart what Spotify is doing, because a couple of months ago, they locked down 2 of the McElroy brothers to an exclusive contract with, this show they do called The Besties. And then a while before that, they locked down, what's her name? What's the name of the female comedian from Trainwreck?
Amy Schumer.
Yeah. They locked down like Amy Schumer. Like they're making these like big content plays.
Michelle Obama released her podcast on Spotify this week.
On Spotify. Yeah, like Spotify saw something really smart, which is that there is no Netflix of podcasting. Like people have tried, like Earwolf tried.
That's right.
You know, because Scripps bought Earwolf, and then Scripps.
Howl. They had Howl app.
They had Howl, which was $5. They had Howl, which was $5, and then also like Earwolf and Scripps and Audible, like all got rolled up, and then Amazon bought Audible, and Amazon was trying to become like the Netflix of podcasting through Audible exclusive podcast content. But I think that Spotify is going to be the first ones to crack it, to like become the Netflix of podcasting, because they're making a lot of good moves and they're spending a lot of money.
I mean, I think it was Apple for a long time. At least that's sort of quintessentially where a lot of people at least primarily host it. But I don't think that as many people are using iTunes. And then they had a weird thing where they renamed the podcast section of iTunes to Apple Podcasts and shit. And now people are confused by it. And I feel like it's sort of lost a little bit of relevancy. Maybe not all of it, but I don't know.
Well, the interesting thing was that Apple never embraced monetizing podcasts. Like, for a long time, Apple had a single employee working in the podcast division because it wasn't making them any money.
Right.
Like, they would make money when they sold albums or when they sold TV shows on the iTunes store. But like Apple didn't get in the business of serving ad time on people's podcasts.
Thank God.
And Spotify does do both. Spotify serves the ads and the content, you know, so it's a lot easier for them to like turnkey, you know, instead of serving ad breaks between songs, you know, ad breaks at the top of each hour. Because doesn't Joe Rogan podcast like 4 hours a day every day?
It's insane.
Christ.
I wonder, because so many of his guests, I imagine, probably already live in Los Angeles. How many of them are going to be like, oh, Texas?
Yeah, I was
You know
thinking
what,
about
though?
that.
He's had a lot of, as of COVID, he's had a lot of call-in guests, which I don't think he ever did he did like one call-in guest or something like that, like his entire time of podcasting the past 10 years. But as of COVID, he's been doing it a lot more. And I think he probably is thinking, fuck, if I can do this over some sort of teleconference, like, fuck it. Why do I need to be here anymore? Maybe I'm
and make $100 million.
And make $100 million.
Speaking of podcasts that are long, let's move on to Key to the City. I would like to give it to something nice, something cool, something sweet, something swell, something good. My Key to the City this week goes to David Lynch. During quarantine, and David Lynch's YouTube channel, he will read you the weather every single morning.
Yeah, I like that movie Eraserhead. That's a good movie. It's got that fucked up baby. It's cool.
Yeah, it's a lot like that.
Yeah.
I got a few quick ones.
Sure.
First Key to the City. Everyone who participated in, watched, shared, engaged Bento Banana 3 with me today. That was so much fun, and I felt a lot of love today. So thank you for doing that with me.
Hooray.
Next one, Dr. Laurie Santos. She's not doing anything new that I know of, but if you don't know who she is, she's a wonderful professor at Yale, I think, and has a whole course and podcast about the science of well-being. And if anyone's going through a hard time with this pandemic right now, I highly recommend her work. It's very academic. It's very interesting. It's good stuff. And lastly, my brother Jacob, who did some music for Bento 3, has a project band called Tonoso, and they're so good. And they're going to have an album in, I don't know, a month or two. I heard it yesterday. It's not even my particular genre of music that I listen to a lot, and I really like it. So check them out. They're great.
Talented family.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I also want to say shout out to you, Ari, for throwing the Thought Cops Easter egg in the...
Oh, that's right.
I almost forgot to bring that up.
Yeah, I was like, they put a big smile on my face. I know you mentioned it to me a while back, but I forgot, and I was like, oh, shit, when I saw it.
Yeah. Well, you guys have been great supporters, and also I was like, it would be so much easier to just do that than have to design another fake anime.
True. Asterios.
I'll give my Key to the City to Mike Staklasa from Red Letter Media. Because it was interesting. He put out a video today reacting to William Shatner and all the William Shatner's complaining. At the end of it, Mike Staklasa was just like, hey, can everyone please leave William Shatner alone? It's really hard that my childhood hero keeps tweeting ugly pictures of me and calling me a goober. And it was like a genuine moment of emotion where Mike Staklasa was like, yeah, we all have fun here, but Captain Kirk is busting on me really hard and I don't like it.
That's hard to imagine.
I want to watch that.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen Mike show too much emotion, so...
It's the most emotion I've seen him express in 11 years. And I was like, yeah, because it's like, yeah, I love making fun of people on the internet. I love it. It's a lot of fun for me to do. But if someone ever made fun of me back, I would cry immediately. I'm very sensitive. So like, I was like, this is a rare moment of humanity from an alcoholic that's dead inside.
Grant, what's your Key to the City?
My Key to the City goes to the man that's in this video that I'm about to play. I won't spoil it. Let's watch it now.
I can have a meme war with anybody and destroy him. And I've done it. And people actually bail at the end and go, who is this guy? He's got like every meme ever produced on the internet. He can knock us out with his memes. And I do. I have tons of memes. I'll just keep memeing them to death until they just surrender. Because they just can't do it anymore. They don't have the memes that I have.
He reminds me of an older Charles Carroll.
Oh my god, I wish I had this video so long ago, because I know people who I feel like think this way.
This man is my hero. I want to grow up. I want to look like him. I want to be like him. I want to be this meme lord.
Just an incredible arsenal at his disposal.
Yeah.
He looks like an undercover cop that's doing a very bad job of hiding his identity. He has a brush mustache, like a paintbrush mustache, and salt and pepper hair.
Right.
He looks like the kind of guy who'll throw you in a van for no good reason.
I love memes,
talking about memes.
skirts, and illegal drugs. Who has some illegal drugs they can sell me?
He probably owns a hat that says "not a cop." Let's be real.
Yup.
All right, before we move on to our final segment of the show, which is our listener voicemails, Ari, I'm going to have you go first. Let us know, remind us where we can find all of your great content on the internet.
Oh, we doing plugs? All right, I got a YouTube channel. If you just type my name, Ari Grabb, into YouTube or Google, I think even you'll find it. Watch Bento Banana. I have other stuff. I think more people like my other stuff. I don't. I like Bento Banana. Watch that. I'm on Instagram. I like going on Twitch and drawing and playing games. I hope I get back into that soon. It's been a little dry lately, but I want to get back into that. Maybe do some stuff with the Thought Cops. That'd be fun.
Oh, absolutely. We'll have to remote you in.
Hell yeah. And I'm on Twitter. Grabb at Twitter. Thanks.
Cool. Asterios.
And I, too, think you should go watch Bento Banana 3 on YouTube. Just search for
thank
Bento
you for
Banana
finally saying
3.
it.
Yeah.
It's really good, and it's really entertaining, and I really think you'll like it. And
I will say that Asterios has a lot of wonderful podcasts, and I believe still has a Patreon.
I gotta pay. Look, everyone knows where to find me. You go watch Bento Banana 3. It's so much fun. It's really good.
Oh, thank you.
I would like to just point out that since this is the plugs, if you follow at Asterios on Twitter, he's been live tweeting the whole episode.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I was waiting for someone to. I was waiting. I was like, I bet they won't. I was like, if they pointed out though.
Oh man.
He tweeted out like every one of his jokes.
Okay, this is good.
Oh my god. Oh, this is absurd.
So, somebody responded in before breakup.
I'm retweeting that Falco said Sundaru. That's important news.
Yeah, I was the jokes I was saying on this podcast. I was also putting on Twitter because it's like when you tweet a joke, like you want to put it on Instagram too, so we can get more coverage, more likes.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah. Why save your best material for one platform? In fact, take a picture of it from Twitter and put it on Instagram.
No reason not to.
Well,
just get a digital camera, take a picture of your screen, share it with your friends on something else. But yeah, if you want to give us a call, leave us a voicemail. Our number is 312-788-7361. Or you can send us an audio file to our email, thoughtcopspodcast@gmail.com. Hit it!
Hey, Thought Cops, IO Netrunner here, and before my 2 minutes of hate this week, I just wanted to ask, do you guys ever get sad?
Nope.
I think the internet used to make me happy. Something must have. But anyway, my 2 minutes of hate this week is normie friends. I would love to say that I don't have friends, but that's a lie. I have normie friends. Cold, gray, useless normie friends to match everything else in my life. When they send me Reddit links, instead of telling them what useless lumps of flesh they are, I reply, LOL, that's hilarious. And if I ever told them how I truly felt, they would probably stop inviting me to social events. I don't have a punishment for these people because it's not like they're in the minority. And what else am I going to do? Hang out with people like me? Have you met people like me? No thanks. Anyway.
I'm getting more of a seared bite
Jesus
on the
Christ.
Impossible Whopper than I'm getting on the actual Whopper. No.
This has been all throughout every Discord channel. He's been posting this fucking meme of the seared bite.
Yeah, I saw you guys talking about the seared bite.
My god, the seared bite.
I would like to direct this individual to Dr. Laurie Santos's Science of Well-Being class and podcast. And maybe some Joe Rogan might have some good things to say about life direction.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess he sounds so upbeat for someone who's so clearly depressed. Like, I love this guy.
Oh yeah,
hello.
I love him. I love him too.
We all love him.
And I think that the thing about normie friends is like at least normie friends are not constantly just being a brand, like not even just online, but in person. Like they're not just like this, like what's the thing? Like this, like manufactured personality that they've formed on Twitter and then dragged from the computer screen to their real lives.
Is this a thing? A normie friend?
It's
like we are, Officer Kevin and Officer Grant of the hit podcast Thought Cops.
No, normie friends are the ones who don't do that. They're just normal.
Right. Unlike us.
Right.
Normal.
Yeah, see,
do I have normal friends?
Normie is a
what are they promoting though? Their podcast?
No, it's typically just like how they act on Twitter. I mean, it's just like the phrase on brand, as far as we can say. It's like every person is of the personality mindset that there's some kind of content creator. And some of us are, but many people...
Watch Bento Banana 3.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's like, but if you weren't a brand, like what would you... Is it possible to not like be a brand and be promoting like a piece of media?
Everything is a brand.
No, we
are all a brand.
No, maybe I'm not explaining it right. It just like people, I don't know. It's hard to put into words, I guess. It's just something I see on Twitter constantly where it just doesn't feel genuine. I'm just getting a real incel-y, like, oh, look at these NPC kind of vibes. I don't want to be mean, but like when someone is a normie, that's pretty disrespectful. That's pretty much saying I hold the secrets of the real world and you don't, in my opinion.
He knows when the narwhal's bacon. It's at midnight.
Nico says, I love corrupting my normie friends.
It's a good hobby.
All right, what's up, guys? How's it going? I hope you're all doing well. So, this Friday, day after tomorrow, my self-imposed abstinence from all drugs ends finally.
Oh.
31st of July. Jesus Christ, I can't wait to get drunk, to get wasted. Like I never stopped. Jesus Christ, it's gonna be awesome.
We're gonna get like so many voicemails this weekend.
I'm looking forward to it. Jesus Christ. And Jesus Asterios, you know, I don't know if you remember me.
I do.
Grant, explain it to him. It's gonna
he knows.
This is gonna be too long otherwise.
I'll explain it.
I'm gonna do.
It's already
quick,
too long.
2 minutes of hate. My 2 minutes of hate is that I'm getting more of a seared bite.
Oh my God!
From the Impossible Whopper.
Yes.
Than from the actual Whopper. Never would have thought. All right, guys, take it easy.
Fucking kids these days.
A wise man once said that the problem with drugs and alcohol is that they're too much fun. They're too much fun, and it's just not a real world activity that you can be a part of.
Yeah. It's like you could be doing drugs and alcohol all weekend, or you could be opening up a jiu-jitsu studio and driving around a Mercedes.
Or you could be playing Fortnite. I don't know. Whatever.
Right. I'd like to point out that can you think of anybody worse than a jiu-jitsu instructor driving a Mercedes?
Yeah,
yes, a karate instructor.
I mean, he did bring up like the worst possible person.
Yeah, I feel like a jiu-jitsu instructor driving a Mercedes is like the kind of guy that's gonna bully an elderly lady at the supermarket for taking too long.
Yeah.
Like a jiu-jitsu driver like driving Mercedes is just like he's just like a walking, talking hate crime. Am I wrong to be thinking that?
No, you're not.
Are we all seeing the same person?
Did he make his money off of jiu-jitsu, or does he do jiu-jitsu as a hobby and
he's
has
an
a
instructor?
Mercedes?
I would say it's his career. It's his career.
Then he must be an incredible jiu-jitsu instructor.
Well, instead, he wasn't playing Fortnite, so he had all this time to hone his craft. You know,
well, I would think anyone who's famous enough with their jiu-jitsu to own a Mercedes and make that, and jiu-jitsu is their full-time career, probably has the tenacity and the willpower and the self-control to, I would hope is like a good, strong, humble human being.
I think anyone who's a jiu-jitsu instructor who owns a Mercedes is a jiu-jitsu instructor who owns a Mercedes whose dad owns a delership.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
I think that's how he got his Mercedes.
Well, then that guy's probably used to getting what he wants. And I'd be afraid of that person.
If you don't give him what he wants, he'll use violence. He will. He knows jiu-jitsu.
Also, like the entire fitness industry, one thing people won't tell you about the fitness industry is that 95% of everybody in it is some level of like multi-level marketer, fucking fucking scam artist, rip-off, used car salesman, piece of shit cokehead. So that's probably this guy. But speaking of cokeheads, just to segue back to what Joseph was saying, I'm not calling Joseph a cokehead. I'm just looking for a good segue back in. He left?
We'll see how the weekend turns out for him.
The last time he called and the last time Asterios was on, he called and left like a 6-minute long voicemail, and everybody in the Discord got to watch in horror as Asterios reamed him out and like yelled at him for leaving a bad voicemail. And he said he was so demoralized that he stopped drinking alcohol and it turned his life around.
Whoa. And what better way to celebrate his current happiness than by turning your life back around one more time into that car crash?
Yeah, shame him back in there, Asterios. Shame him back to sobriety.
There's still time.
I think it's pretty clear that you're addicted to this stuff, and that like
it's
no
too
one
much
is
fun.
telling you that. Like that, no one in real life is telling you that because they're afraid of what you'll do to their pets. I mean, you definitely sound like what's his name?
Prussian.
What's the name of that? You sound like if Werner Herzog, you sound like Werner Herzog met Hannibal Lecter, and like so everyone's probably telling you like, yeah, sure, have a party, yeah, you're not an alcoholic at all. Why don't you drink? And you drink, yeah, whatever it takes to get you out of my gas station. Like, buddy, you should stay on the sobriety train. You sound so much better. Like that voicemail, like. Your voice had like dynamism and range and emotion that was clearly missing from it last time. Like you might want to stay on the sobriety train a little longer and see how many more days you can grit out, because I mean, if your body wants drugs and alcohol so badly that like you're turning it into content. Like if your body wants drugs and alcohol so badly that you're like, I'll leave like a voicemail on Thought Cops about it, and then it'll kind of be a joke, and like then I really won't truly be engaging in these destructive habits. Like it's just for content, it's just for fun, right? And well, I left the voicemail, so now I guess I have to do the drugs and alcohol because they're gonna want to know how that bender went, and I've kind of locked myself into it's not my fault that I'm literally self-sabotaging the rest of my life right now as content for someone else's podcast.
God damn.
I'm just saying, you might want to just stay off the sauce for a while. Well, just stay.
Man.
What the hell, man?
We love
save
you.
money.
We love you the way you are.
To sum it all up.
No, we don't. We love you sober. We don't love you the other way.
The sober version of you.
He sounds
clear
coherent.
that I heard.
To sum it all up, everybody shut up and let me talk.
You live in some kind of country.
God,
clearly you live in some kind of country where prostitution is legal.
We tried.
So like, think about all the money you're spending on drugs and alcohol. You could be spending on prostitutes.
All right,
just think about that.
To sum it all up into a joke that Asterios briefly touched upon. He briefly touched upon one joke, and I would like to revisit it. Picture a documentary, and it's called Werner Herzog Eats His Shoe, but that shoe is made of human flesh. Thank you.
Foot in his mouth.
No, like.
So anyway, back to the prostitute thing. Clearly you live in.
We have a lot of voicemails to get through.
Yeah,
I think we should get through all the voicemails.
Killing me.
Asterios, how come you aren't tweeting about this one?
Huh?
You're not tweeting about the voicemail.
Radio silence.
I'm refreshing your Twitter. I'm not seeing it.
Oh yeah, I stopped tweeting because
now we know.
Found out.
Yeah, well, yeah. Now you guys are looking at my Twitter, and now it's not funny anymore.
All right, I want to hear this next one.
Okay, we'll as we cut this part out, we'll play Nico to MP3.
Bert?
Oh, we're skipping Bert?
Oh fuck, there is one. Yeah, you're right.
I got Bert right here.
Hi, Ernie. You guys get it? Like Bert.
I actually didn't hear any of that.
I didn't play it yet.
So
no, I was making.
You cut out.
No, you just weren't listening.
That's possible.
Well, Thought Cop is Heart of Tanks again. Just two key cities because Grant is kind of down over the last few weeks. One, I'm actually been going to the gym quite regularly, so that's good. It's all from the great help of Grant and other people in my life, but mostly Grant.
Oh, that's awesome.
Also, another
I
case
do
of
what I
saying,
can.
There's a game I really need to recommend to every single one of you out there that relatively likes League of Legends or card games. Legends of Runeterra. It's a card game with no packs whatsoever, and I want to give it my money. And there's no other card game that does what this game does. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend you guys try it out. And yeah, that's it. Very simple one. Good, keep up the good work, guys. Boners.
No Kickstarter URL on that one?
Yeah, go to his website and use promo code League of Legends or whatever, and save. If you do the rest of the joke, I don't care enough.
Maybe Joe Rogan was right.
Hey, but he said he's going to the gym, so maybe
that's
we
awesome.
found the guy that's going. Maybe
we're
he's
also in a pandemic.
We found the guy.
Oh, that's right.
We found the guy who's going to become a jiu-jitsu instructor and a video gamer. We found him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Ultimate human.
Right?
Half gamer, half jiu-jitsu artist.
The duality of man.
Sup, weebs. You guys got Asterios and Bento Banana on today. I just want to say you guys did
Bento.
great.
Ari.
This
His
shit was
name's
fucking
Ari.
cool. Asterios, you sounded
Oh,
really fucking
thank you.
cool too. You should do for the next episode a typical beach episode, but with spicy vegetable and fruit hijinks instead of big bazongas on anime chicks. Or you could just draw big tits on like fruits. That'd be cool too.
Well, that's what episode 2 is about, essentially, is about big tits on fruit.
I had the same thought too. I would like to see a beach episode, because remember, like back in the 90s and 2000s, every anime had a beach episode or like a spa or sauna episode where all the guys are stacking on top of each other to see the girls, and it goes wrong and they get slapped or something. Or,
I'll say if and when there is a Bento 4, it actually there is some thought that it might be a beach episode.
A logical progression.
You should consider bringing her on as a consultant for Bento Banana, because she knows more. She knows more about anime than Elon Musk knows about Reddit.
Actually, quick shout out. Kevin was the consultant for Bento 2 and 3, and I will give him credit. One of his jokes that is one of the best things in the cartoon is initially Bento was just going to match Radishida's gold membership by getting another gold membership, and Kevin said, "What if he went for something even higher?" And it was like the limit beyond limits. And I was like, of course. And that's what it became. And I think it's so much better because of that.
The platinum membership.
Platinum membership. Oh, one other funny thing that got cut was there used to be an ongoing series of jokes that Bento and Radishida would constantly compare each membership to the price that you pay for pizza a month. And that line where Radishida or Asterios goes like, "He's inputting his credit card information." The full line used to be, "He's inputting his credit card information. Just how many pizzas he's about to give up." And it was funny, but it just wasn't flowing, so it got cut.
Wait 1 second here. That was the last one, right?
Yeah, give me a second too, because I'm putting a GIF in the Discord.
Yeah, I see one of them. Thank you.
Let's see what this one. Oh, the same one from the other channel.
You see that?
Is this from the crossover?
No, no. This GIF of Urkel and Uncle Jesse is not from the Full House Family Matters crossover. No.
How long has this been going on with you? How long has Full House and Urkel become a just constant tumor in your head?
I got back into it like a week ago.
Oh, that's it.
I've been looking for a way to torture my co-host. My co-host always tells me about these people on the internet. They're called laugh out loud cows.
Lol cows.
Or lol cows for short, like LOL dolls, but like they're cows. And so she always tells me about these like creeps online, like Yandere Dev, or this guy that like sues Taylor Swift. And so to get back at her, I'm going to spend a whole episode telling her about the 6 most important episodes of Family Matters. And so I've been getting back into Urkel recently. And there's a box of Urkelos, a sealed box with cereal that is selling right now on eBay for $30 or best offer. I'm thinking 20. I'm thinking I can snake it for 23.
So have you been using our time to promote Bento 3 as a way to test your material out to annoy your co-hosts? Is that what you just admitted?
Yeah.
All right, I love it.
Reuse these. You gotta, guys. Listen, you gotta workshop these jokes and try them and try them and try them again. I'm trying them here. I'm trying them on Twitter. On the Loudest Podcast they'll be honed there. You never know. I might be on a YouTube live stream yelling about Urkel.
I don't have the platform you have. I don't have podcasts. This was my one thing. This was my one thing to promote my cartoon, and you were going to help me do it, and you just talked about Family Matters the whole time.
Good range.
Yeah, but Urkel, don't forget, like, Urkel, he is like a cartoon. Like,
oh, and you're right, you're right. He is like a cartoon.
He's like a human cartoon, that motherfucker. Holy shit, he got big expressions and all. I love that guy. Love that Urkel. And, you know, speaking of beach episodes, can you imagine if Urkel went to the beach? He'd put zinc on his nose.
Wait, all those...
He'd probably have one of those hats with an umbrella on it. He'd look like a fool.
Wait, you're telling me 9 seasons he didn't go to the beach once?
No, I mean, look, there certainly are several episodes of Family Matters that are on the beach. It's just, you know... And then obviously the episode of Full House on the beach is the one where they go to Disney World because they go to the beach and they think that they're lost. They think they're stranded on a desert island, but then they're discovered by the
ninth
Beach
circle
Boys.
of hell.
Remember?
This is the ninth circle of hell.
That was when Disney bought ABC. Do you guys not remember any? Are you guys ever paying attention to anything?
You know, Asterios, on this show, we like to make the joke that Kevin and I are both irony poisoned. You've been Urkel poisoned.
I mean, Urkel's funny. It's like you can't. Like
I'm looking
like
at this GIF and I can't lie.
He's trying
Him and
to
Uncle Jesse are boogieing.
He's trying to Urkel pill us.
I mean, it's. The thing is, it's like, okay, you're in your 20s. It's like you're in your teens.
I'm not.
Everything's. It's like you're in your teens. Everything's funny. Then you're in your 20s. Everything sucks. Yeah, but your 30s and 40s is being like, nah, that stuff was funny. You know,
I'm 30.
It's like
I think I'm an optimist.
You got to get back into the swing of things. You're swinging your hips of things, doing the Urkel of things. You gotta get back into it, guys. Everyone's doing the Urkel.
Hey, me getting back into my stuff would be like watching Tiny Toons or something.
Tiny Toons was fun. Remember? Dap 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 bay. Got pop pop big bad ears. Remember when they did when Bugs taught Buster that dance, and then Buster did it at the prom. And it was like, oh shit, that dance was just to fool hunters, not to use to dance with Babs. But then Bugs did it at the prom, and then everybody loved it. Remember that?
I actually don't, but you make me want to rewatch some Tiny Toons now.
It was a really good episode. It was a 2-parter. It was one of those half-hour long ones. But Buster's finally trying to work up the nerve to ask Babs to the prom, and Babs shows up, and I'll tell you what, she looked real hot.
Well,
I didn't think that those two had a real chemistry. Like I always wanted as a kid. I was like, I want those bunnies to fuck, but they never did.
Speaking,
you got to watch the prom episode. All
right. Now there was payoff all this time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Speaking of something,
no, hold on, Grant. Hold on. I have more to say about Tiny Toons.
Speaking of wanting to rewatch Tiny Toons, now you can because the episode's over.